Hello and welcome to today's Wholehearted Living podcast with your host Debs Thorpe, and we're going to be talking about one of the core components of the wholehearted living life, which is alignment before action. So let's dive in. So today I want to talk about what alignment actually means and why that's really, really important and what it all is in practice. I'm all about taking these concepts that we might know a little bit about logically or we've heard of before, but we can actually put them into practice and utilize them in ways that are really helpful and useful. So I wanted to touch on alignment because this is one of the core components of what it is for us to create a life that is representative of who we truly are, and that isn't the creation of what other people think we should do and other people's beliefs and thoughts. We have to be able to navigate and find our own internal compass for us to be able to decide and take action from that place, because it might be different to the opinions and the thoughts and beliefs of the people around us. So part of this work of alignment is acknowledging that there is a place within you. You will find this referred to in loads of different ways depending on where you go to study this. But I like to refer to it as like your higher self. I spoke a little bit about this in another podcast episode where we talk about the very human primal brain and then this higher mind. And this higher mind is always connected to that greater consciousness that we can tap into as our source of what is going to be our unique expression into the world. And so our inner guidance system needs to be rooted in that, not anything else. Now, the reason that sounds really simple, and actually it is really simple. None of anything of what I talk to you about in the wholehearted living journey is complicated. It's all very, very simple concepts. It's our human self and our experience that gets in the way sometimes. So some of the natural barriers to alignment for our true self are things like trauma, having lots and lots of beliefs and thoughts that are not yours. They have been laid on to you from other people, and what we're surrounded by, our environment can have a big impact on this as well. So part of the wholehearted journey is that we strip away those layers, right? But alongside that, we're also doing the work of connecting to that higher self, that deeper well of infinite intelligence, consciousness, that allows us to really know what our truth is, what our expression in this world is. And that's what we talk about with alignment, that we want to be able to get to that part within ourselves and then take action from that place. Because action from any other place might get us ultimately to where we want to be, to whatever dreams and desires we have. It won't necessarily be the easiest or the most fulfilling path there, and it might not be getting us to what our true dreams and desires are for ourselves. It might be what we think we want or we should have based on what we've been told, or a trauma response. So I say this from very much a lived experience on this topic, that I share this in my burnout to thriving journey. When I talk about freedom, has always been a really core value of mine. Ever since I can remember, I've always valued freedom to go where I want, when I want, to have freedom to travel, to do all of these things. Hence why I started my own business at 24 years old. It was with that desire that, okay, I'm prepared to put the work in and sacrifice now, because ultimately, I want to be my own boss, right? I want to be able to dictate my own hours and where I go and what I do. So all of that makes total sense. It's all very logical. Okay, there's nothing wrong in any of that. However, I pursued that with an unknown fawning trauma response going on in the background. And I didn't know that that was driving a lot of the decisions that I was making. And actually what ended up happening is that, to all intents and purposes on the outside, I did that. Okay, I produced that level of success. I built a business from the ground up, employed staff. I did ultimately get from working 100 hours a week to being able to work 5 or 6 hours a week and still maintain the business. So on the outside, I created that. On the inside, I was at some points the most dissatisfied, depressed, burnt out, frustrated, resentful version of me I think I have ever been in my life. That all of that action, all of that stuff that I did to technically get to that dream didn't land with me, because it actually wasn't in alignment with my expression into the world. And so I went away and did a year's worth of work and healing, and the WholeHearted Living Institute is what was birthed out of that. This is me now taking action from an aligned place, that is me connecting with that higher self within me, which now means that I'm back to working many more hours technically at the moment, producing lots of content and ideas and creating resources, and absolutely loving it, and not in the slightest bit getting burnt out in the process. It's feeding me. And so this is why I'm really passionate about this topic, because action without alignment can lead to burnout, depression, stress, like all of this stuff. Or it can get you to what you think you want and desire in life, but without the deep fulfillment and contentment and happiness that comes with it. So I'm all about doing that alignment bit first. It will save you so much anguish, so much time, so much energy to do that little bit of inner work first. Okay. Now, doing that alignment work, so getting in touch with your higher self, with that stream of consciousness, with however you want to call it, getting in touch with that means that you will then end up with an intuitive idea, a nudge, a gut instinct to do something or to go in a particular direction that might not make any sense at all to your logical brain. Okay, it will likely call you out of your comfort zone. It will call you to do something that seems totally unrelated. And it's about you then following that action and trusting that that is seeing the bigger picture of it all. So that higher self is connected to the energy of the world, that's connected to your subconscious, that's connected to so much more than your conscious brain can know and process at any time. And so it becomes a trust exercise that whatever seemingly random thing, whatever idea is birthed from you being connected to that place, you go with it and you trust it. So we step out of our human logical brain at that point, and we trust and we follow the aligned action. Now, you know, I say it's simple, very, very simple to do. Not necessarily is that going to feel easy. In fact, it could trigger all kinds of stuff inside and all kinds of warning systems. And I talk about this in the podcast episode all about navigating change, because it will likely activate this very human primal part of ourselves. So it's not that it's going to feel like this magical walk in the park where you've got rose tinted glasses on and it all feels like easy and breezy and isn't life all magical. It's not going to feel like that. And it's not going to feel like that in your human self, particularly because it's going to challenge it. So I'm not here to say that this is the easiest path to walk on, but there's nothing complicated or complex about any of the concepts that I'm going to bring to you or any of the activities. Okay, so hopefully you will be able to look back over your life and track where there's been alignment in decisions and action and where there hasn't been. I know for me, I can very, very clearly track that, where I have taken an action that maybe has gone against my gut instinct, or I've done it because that's what I believe I should do or what I think needs to be done, and where I have gone with an idea that makes no sense to anybody else. I haven't seen anyone else do it, but has yielded like the absolute best results. So you'll likely have experience of this anyway in your life. You just might not have thought about it in this way before. And so we're taking some of those experiences, and what we're doing is we're actively understanding how we use them so that we are creating our life rather than just doing a load of random things and wondering why sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. So this is my invitation for you today, is to find your way of connecting with your higher self. This is different for everybody. For some people, they need the quiet and the stillness. Like they need to take out the external noise so that they can tap into this like inner cave or inner flow of energy, however it resonates for you. Other people, it needs to be more active. I get some of my most connected, intuitive, aligned ideas when I'm out walking in nature, for example. For some people, it will be when they're swimming or surfing, or, you know, where you're in some kind of flow. So find what works for you that allows you to connect with that higher self, where you can access your creativity, imagination, like intuitive, inspired ideas, and then take action from that place. It's not enough to just receive it and to know it. You have to take action. So do the thing, take the action, follow the prompt. And if you don't get any action idea immediately when you connect with that, just trust that it will flow, that at some point during the day you'll get a nudge or a prompt an inner gut instinct of something that you want to follow. So do it, take the action that builds that. And in a future podcast episode, I'm going to talk more about how you build the trust of this process and what that looks like in reality. So today, please do connect with that higher self, that higher mind, and do the action. It will save you so much time and energy taking aligned action, and it will be the way that you get to like your greatest desires like quicker than ever before, because you've got your higher self guiding you there rather than your human survival focused self. So that's today's episode. Please do let me know how that lands for you, and I very much look forward to being back with you very soon. Bye for now.